So may one time nangyaring insidente.
Ay. Di talaga ako makapaniwala kay kasi imagine nagawa niya yun.
Hindi mo.
What?
No. Hindi.
Wait,
What? Really?
You
No.
What? Ayun.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to the Philippines' most important championships. Sa ikalawang episode na ito, babalikan natin ang mga laban sa M2 and M3 World Championships na talagang nagpakita ng lakas ng Pinas sa mundo ng MLBB. Handa na ba kayo sa mga epic throwbacks at kakaibang trivia tungkol sa ating mga paboritong teams and casters? Kaya huwag kayong aalis, simulan na natin!
Game.
Tara, game.
Go.
Game.
Game.
M2 World Championship is so memorable from all of us, but if you could take out one word to describe M2, what would that be, Butters?
Shocking, unexpected, somewhere along the lines of that siguro.
Shocking and unexpected.
Unexpected na lang, sige. Yan.
Okay,
Baka
sige.
may harapan to. Ano sa'yo?
Iconic. Iconic for me dahil ito yung taon kung kailan ako nagsimula sumubaybay sa M-Series at dito nagsimula yung pagka-in love ko sa Mobile Legends.
Sa akin groundbreaking kasi you have to understand yung nangyayari nung sa mundo nung time na yun was the pandemic, right? So parang kakaiba yung situation for the players, for the casters. Nandun pa yung mga 15 days na quarantine na kung naalala mo yun.
Huwag mo na paalala?
Yeah, sa akin naman, historic. Kasi talaga yung nangyari doon, yun yung pag-umpisa ng PH era, and of course yung context na binigay nung nila Butters, OSX, and Wolf about the whole thing. Historic talaga.
So we're gonna go back to M2. I'm gonna play it right now and actually what's your reaction?
Oh,
Di ko alam na kailangan palang explain, pre. Sabi one word kasi. So, one word
okay lang.
Natatawa tayo.
Kilala ko yung nagkakas.
Oo, galing yan eh.
Grabe
Rap
naman.
easy ka pa pala nun.
Ito yung Game 7.
Game 7. Alam niyo yung story nito, nung araw ng broadcast mismo ng Grand Finals na pinag-usapan namin, papalitan namin yung pangalan sa cast ng casters. So sa presentation, imbes na Rep Tara Bluna, it was Rep TZ, Rob TZ.
Pati sana nabuo sila Phil TZ nung time na to kasi
na Phil
sobrang
TZ,
naging
yeah.
fan siya nung ano eh. So,
oo.
kahit sa English broadcasting siya eh.
Hanggang ngayon, Lafel TC pa rin siya.
Panis Doc Ribo Harit, panis.
Yung mga era na
ang
yung
pi-
metang sikat pa dito.
Ang
kay
pinaka
Dr. Ray.
naalala ko dito, yung sabi nila lahat na ang daming umiling nung pinili yung Minsitar na yan. Kasi nung panahon na yan, syempre si Minsitar alam naman natin na anti-dash, di ba? Pinili yan nung nag-harit bigla si Ribo. So pinaka-counter talaga kay Ribo yan. Kasi ang sabi pa sa akin ni Ribo dyan, nung bandang dulo na, minsan na nga lang ako mag-harit, nag-Minsitar pa kayo. Eh di talaga siya nag-enjoy dyan eh, kasi may Minsitar nga.
Ito grabe.
Ang ganda ng laban.
Si Carlo.
Ito.
Grabe.
Grabe naman si
Ano ba to,
Ruby.
hyper carry na Claude? By the way, Ruby Didi is a off-laner to, side laner nung time na to. Grak yan na damage build. Tapos ito yung iconic kay Ruby Didi, yung Lunox niya. Ruby Didi. And Baksha was played in the off-lane pa nung mga time na to. Off-lane pa yung tawag
Pang
natin.
pang counter kay Yusong kasi yan yung panahon na sobrang lakas ng Yusong kasi.
All time flies.
And then nag-aagawan yung mga teams dito kung makakuha mo yung Brody, tank pa nga yung build-up nung time na yun. Tapos, kaya sobrang lapit ng Burmese Goose. Kasi everybody expected na Indonesia yung parang papalag sa Philippines. Pero sila yung nauna dun sa upper bracket finals. Tapos then umabot pa nga tayo dito sa Game 7. Nobody expected them. Tapos itong si Ruby Didi yung parang naging bida sa Burmese Goose. Kasi imagine, kaisa-isang player na yung pangalan niya naging verb. Sa sobrang iconic niya.
Ganun na yung naging impact eh. No? So dito namin yung lineup nila ngayon, nakikita natin ngayon sa season 13 yun eh.
Ano ba yung winning moment?
Ito na ba yun? Hindi
pa ata.
Hindi pa ata eh.
Hindi pa.
Ay, hindi, ito na.
Ito na. Ayan.
Nalala ko, sinigaw ko yun eh. Kuya Moribo eh.
Grabe si Carlo.
Grabe. Uy, grabe.
Lasty Chow, grabe. And then, nakabili pa si Lasty ng imo. Galing.
Well,
Anong boses?
Okay, oo nga, lumaban na.
Ang hindi ko makakalimutan dito, I think it was Game 4, Game 5. May nakita akong post ni Chooks. Parang minessage niya, parang, Munton, ano ba? Bigyan niyo naman ng tubig yung caster niyo. Paus na. Tapos ang daming nagtag sa akin doon.
Ang saya nito mga moments. Imagine, in this case, hindi sila pwede mag-high five kasi nga dahil dun sa pandemic.
Nakamask pa nga sila
I thought it was groundbreaking. Yeah, it was Joakim. And
Si
Lysander.
Lysander tsaka si Joakim.
Parang sobrang kalma ng brand dito. Alam ba nila nanalo sila?
No, they cannot celebrate kasi
celebrate.
pandemic pa na
Ah, we
tayo.
can't
Hindi sila pwedeng mag-hug, gano'n.
Yung contact pa, bawal pa.
Yung Singapore na parang yung nag-regulate sa Singapore.
Bawal sila mag-appear.
Bawal sila
pa,
mag-appear.
Bawal?
Kahit
Oh,
teammate
Bawal
sila.
talaga, bawal talaga.
Yeah, they can.
They can.
Sobrang this was 2021, so sobrang strict pa ng
Eto,
guidelines.
si Ducky, tsaka si Ducky, si EJ, si Coco, nandun sila sa baba niyan. Nakatingin ako sa likod nung panahon na yan. Si Ducky, si EJ, si Coco, gusto nang tumakbo pataas kasi
Sumugod,
gusto nang yakapin. Nung palapit na sila, bigla silang hinarangan, hindi daw pwede kasi nandyan yung mga nag-regulate sa Singapore.
Yeah.
Nice, they got to hold the
Napaka-strict ng
flag.
ano po ng time na yun. Grabe yung development ng stage, no?
Oo. Sobrang tindi nitong M2 because it was the only international tournament na face-to-face, technically speaking, na nagawa ng time na to. It has been a long time since kahit anong esports, so ML was groundbreaking ng mga time na to. And then, obviously, si Carl cementing himself as the legend. Tingnan mo, sobrang bata pa na itsura niya dito.
Bata itsura niya si Coach Ducky, iba din yung itsura, grabe.
Best in the
That
world,
was
man.
super heavy, by the way.
And by the way, itong M2 World Championship na to, kaya siya isa sa mga most important championships na meron tayo, is because somewhat nagbigay siya ng hope for everybody. Na parang, katulad nga sinabi ni Wolf, na si Munton pinustro niya yung M2 sa panahon na wala talagang nag-expect na may magpupush through. And at the same time, isipin mo sa isang panahon na hindi ka sure sa mangyayari sa'yo.
Yeah.
Nakita ka ng something to be happy about, to be proud about na ganito. Kaya naman, yung mga tao sa social media niyan, nag-aaway na yung Burmese tsaka yung
Oo,
Pilipinas sa
grabe.
social media
Ang
talaga.
tindi nung wars na
Ganun
yun.
yung pinaglalaban nila. And at the end of everything, ang naging maganda naman, naging magkabati yung Burmese tsaka yung Pilipinas.
Since we're going back, at saka na-mention ni OSX na ito yung tournament na parang nag-umpisa yung love mo for MLBB and MLBB esports.
Yeah.
Ano yung dumadaan sa'yo sa utak mo noon nung winning moment, nanalo na yung Bren Esports? Do you remember that moment, yung winning moment nila?
Oh yeah, and actually nung habang nakasubaybay ako dun sa live chat, sobrang gulo na. Gusto ko nga mag-comment, let's go Philippines eh. Kaso wala na, hindi na ako abot dun. Kaso, nung time na yun, I started to make content out of it for that specific M series. Para maka-join ako sa nangyari sa Mobile Legends. Wala lang, hindi ko talaga mapapalit yung feeling kasi nangyari siya last year kung saan yung M5 na Game 7, it was Bren Esports.
Like, if anyone saw me when AP Bren won in M5, hagulgul talaga yung iyak ko.
Yeah, man.
Because I was brought back.
Speaking of Hagulgol, a lot of people remember that moment when you cried. Actually,
Yep.
I know you don't like talking about it,
Yeah.
but there are many people who said na nakita ka nila na umiiyak, sila din naiyak.
Yeah.
It was emotional for everybody. Nadala din sila when they saw how emotional you were. Pati sila naiyak din.
Yeah, and those are the moments that I really would rather focus on. So that you guys understand why I cried at that moment. Because people were messaging, ba't ka umiiyak? Nanalo tayo! Because that was just tears of joy and relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, 4 na casters lang for the entirety of the Filipino broadcast of M2. Medyo strict pa rin. We're starting to slowly get back from the lockdown era of pandemic. Pero the pandemic was a traumatizing experience for a lot of us.
Yeah.
At that point, we were wondering, at any point, pwede mahinto yung broadcast na to dahil isa lang sa amin nagkasakit.
Oh.
And that was that pressure, the tiredness. So seeing that felt like a very relieving moment. Not just for myself, but I feel like for a lot of Filipinos, like, sa wakas, we won something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
something to celebrate.
Yeah, it was during the pandemic.
Pandemic na wala
I
talaga.
just say, yung sobrang wag niyong i-take for granted yung sacrifices ng mga teams and the talents and the production ng mga time na kasi meron pa yun, bago ka mag-quarantine sa Singapore, meron kang self-quarantine, tapos pag inisip niyo yung timing nun, it meant na yung mga players nagpasko sila at bagong taon together, away from their families.
Yeah.
Tapos meron pang chance na hindi sila makalipad. Meron mga scares pa nun eh. Like, I think
Mga
nagkaroon
bubal ka
scare
ba?
Omega, di ba?
Yeah.
At a certain point, yung Bren nagkaroon din na scare na baka hindi sila makalipad at hindi
Yeah.
sila ma-accept doon. It was so intense sa mga time na yun.
And actually, nung panahon kasi na yun, ako dapat talaga, dito talaga ako dapat sa Pilipinas magka-cast noon. Kaya lang, the only reason why, kaya ako nakapag-cast ng Singapore was because may nag-positive doon sa mga casters dapat na ipapadala. So, that's why, nung nagtumawag sa akin yung Munton, sabi nila, willing ka ba to fly to Singapore? Eh, syempre ako, for someone na, alam mo yun, one of the biggest honors na pwede mong makuha yan eh.
Yes.
To get to fly out. And isipin mo yung story na yon na parang nakalipad ako sa ibang bansa, nakapag-cast ako ng pinakamalaking tournament sa MLBB nung nagkakagulo yung mundo. So parang for me, lakasan na lang ng loob yun eh. Parang, sige, tara, game.
Okay, quick trivia. Did you guys know that si Flap TZ was discovered by Coach Ducky dahil nag 24 hours live stream?
Yeah.
24 hours! So, nung nagpunta siya ng M2, that was his rookie year.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Sobrang ganda na kasi yung timeline nun was nung season 5, nabuo yung Cartesi few na parang off of this C-ball. So parang people are expecting na magandang results for Brent kasi nga super team sila but they couldn't finish yung season 5. Come season 6, they drafted nga itong si Flap. Ang pinaka-testing ground niya was a tournament before MPL. So, noon, ginamit na siya doon. And then doon sa rookie season nga, grabe dominant. They only lost one series nung entire season 6.
At saka, naalala ko pa, ang first time ko nakita si Flap na pumasok sa tournament, pumasok siya naka-school uniform. As in talagang uniform, white polo, khaki pants, tapos black shoes. Tinanong namin, anong gagawin niya? Sabi niya, maglalaro po ako ngayon, magpapalit lang po ako ng jersey. Galing siyang klase, pumunta siya dun sa tournament, tapos nakita namin siya. Tapos sabi ko, parang at first may kita mo, parang nakakatawa siya, pero nakikita mo na parang gustong-gusto talaga ni Flap na mag-succeed. And with everything na alam na natin ngayon, di ba, nakikita natin na talagang nag-succeed nga siya.
Now, mag-move on naman tayo from
Okay.
M2.
Ayan.
We're gonna move on to M3
Okay.
World Championship. So, if you can pull back some memories, and again, I want you guys to come up with one word that best describe M3 World Championship for you. Ranmark, go
Wow.
Party.
Party.
It was a party.
It was a party.
It was a party.
Okay.
I think for me, emotional. Yeah. Sobrang emotional din. Well, for me personally na time na yan kasi ganun pa rin, sobrang struggle. Nandun ka rin, Mara. It was a, I guess, challenge for us na time na yan.
For me, it's an endurance test.
Siguro sa akin, hindi siya beginning eh. Pero parang dito na-legitimize kasi yung talagang lakas ng Pinas na sinasabi nila.
So now we're gonna watch the M3 World Champion.
BTK
Lower
versus
bracket.
Blacklist. Oh, this was already the lower bracket finals. Ang iconic dito ni Victor kasi is the Cho na tank build. Cho was damage build before. Then Edward Balboa was born.
Oo.
At for some reason, BTK, binigay nila yung Matilda yung may Venus, which we thought was quite questionable na mga time kasi sobrang lakas ni may Venus with this hero. Oh, M3 was also the year na people haven't figured out yung Lord Dance. Hindi pa nila alam. Only Blacklist International does the Lord Dance na ginagawa nila na nag-bait sila, nagpo-poke, and then they're waiting for the sustain. And BTK was really not prepared for that one. Grabing comeback na to, guys. Nung game 1. Yes, this was game 1. So, Lancelot ni Kyrie was already very dominant. Eto yung
Ay, ang ganda ng play na to.
Tabarats game ni Wais.
Kaya ako na-inspire mag-Barats eh.
Napakalala nito.
So this was a very memorable tournament for me. It was my first international tournament.
Yes.
And then I remember that time, because I came from courtside reporting, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to mix a little bit of courtside.
Yeah.
So I would go to the rooms and then tweet about everything that I observed.
Oh.
Then I remember saying one time na na-observe ko doon, si Venus, doon ko nakita yung leadership ni Venus. Na sobrang vocal niya. I remember it was against PTK,
Yeah.
nag-Beatrix si Oheb. Tapos on the way back, Venus was asking, comfortable ka ba?
Yeah.
Gusto mo ba mag-stick sa Beatrix? And dun ko nakita, dun sa players lounge nila, na kapag si Venus nagsasalita, lahat nakikinig. And
Yeah.
Venus would ask everyone's input.
Yeah.
Everyone's input. Dun mo makikita how effective Venus is as a leader. At nakakatuwa yun.
Yeah.
And it worked
Yeah.
with the entire tournament.
Ang naalala ko naman, sorry to share this, pero kasi when you're talking about leadership sa Blacklist, ang nakita ko naman sa Onyx was friendship. Imagine, every night we would hang out dun sa, by the beach kasi, kaya masaya eh. So ganun yung hangout. And then,
Sentosa.
you know, madaming ibang players from other teams that actually hung out with the Onyx people, guys. Like Oheb, for example, always hang out. Victor was always there. Skylar was always there. Madami talaga mga nag-hangout nun with the Onyx page.
Itong lineup din na to ng Onyx, yung Blacklist International, we know na madami pa silang ipapanalong championships after this, grand finals appearances. Pero ang Onyx PH lineup na to, Marky, Dilarski, Baloyski, Kyrie, Miko, Hatred, tapos Ryota.
Sila Ryota, Miko.
Sila yung pinakamalaking what if ko sa MPL Philippines.
Yeah.
Na parang kung nagtuloy ba tong team na to, ano ba yung naabot pa nila?
Fun fact about M3, at sobrang nakakatuwa because after we saw them win, nakita naman natin where they used their prize money. So most of the players received their first million and most of them got a house right after. So sino nga ba?
Sunod-sunod yung mga post nila dun eh. I fairly remember, syempre, V-Wise, Eson, yung meron silang spade, yung may pala. Meron sila dun.
Yung groundbreaking.
The ceremonial. But majority of them had that. I think si Haji naman parang went on to get a business and same with Oheb, alam mo yun. And then the coaching staff obviously. So it was nice kasi they knew that they needed to invest now. Syempre, with Wise, binili pa rin niya yung mga bagay na nagpapasaya sa kanya.
Papasaya. Ganun bagay.
Pero yung bahay kailangan niya yun eh. Kailangan niya yun.
So nung M2 tsaka nung M3, dito nagsimula yung term Pinas lang malakas. So bakit nga ba natin ito sinasabi?
Well, if we're gonna start from M2, simple lang. Doon nag-umpisa eh. It was a Game 7 at that point, greatest grand finals we've seen for a long time, and doon nag-umpisa yung Pinas lang malakas.
Yeah. And this is funny kasi what I was going to tell you is kasi nanggaling yan sa Aether lang malakas, tas Bren lang malakas. Eh nag-champion yung Bren internationally, so Pinas lang malakas na inherit kumbaga.
So yung M3 naman, ito kasi yung pinaka-challenge. For a team who's being on top, syempre, meron talagang mga team na kailangan talunin to. Yun yung pinaka-challenge eh, like how to be consistent and how to be number one for so long.
Kasi para sa akin, ng M3 talaga, 2 storylines siya and 2 playstyle siya. Yung isang team, yung Onyx, they were out for redemption and at the same time, for Blacklist International, sila naman was on their way to prove everybody na sila talaga yung pinakamalakas. And kung titignan mo yung playstyles nila, one team, Blacklist, mostly on macro play. Si Onyx naman, nasa micro play, yung pagka individual skills sila. So makikita mo doon na sa kahit anong angulo na pinakita ng Pilipinas nung M3, talagang Pinas lang yung malakas. So makikita natin na pinatunayan talaga ng mga representatives natin yung term na yun.
Now let's get everyone's support for the upcoming MSC.
We've done it before, you've done it before, and I know we can do it again. Let's support our Philippine teams para sa MSC.
At kung sino man yung magre-represent sa atin sa Philippines, we know that they'll do their best. So supportahan natin sila.
Ito ang pinakamalaking prize pool sa MLBB, 3 million USD.
Napatunayan na ng mga teams natin na kaya nilang maging best sa mundo. Kaya naman as fans, ipakita natin na kaya natin sumuporta hanggang dulo.
Para sa tagumpay!
Thanks for watching! Sama-sama ulit tayo sa susunod na episode tungkol sa MSC 2021 at 2022 Championship. Kita kids!